Hey, good morning, Norm. How's it going, buddy?
Sorry, man. I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. What's going on? Looks like we've got some stuff moving this morning.
Some stuff. Some things are doing some stuff.
Some things are doing some things. Good morning, everybody
Yeah.
in the chat
Good
room. Good
morning.
morning out there, YouTube. Hopefully, everyone can hear me okay. Looks like Spirit and Neuro are already having a little bit of fun, or SPRT,
Yeah.
not spiritsupport.com, rather. Looks like it's kind of having a nice little morning run for 50 bucks.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, we'll see. Yesterday, a little bit of a snooze fest, but we'll
Yeah.
see how the day goes.
Yeah, yesterday certainly ended up having, having its, issues when, we were going through yesterday. We were looking at, we kind of like dialed in on like a few different ones like INO. INO ended up having a bit of a good run, but then ended up just kind of turning over and squeezing. What wasn't too great there. We had Sava. I don't think Sava played very well. I mean, really, most of what we were looking at kind of ended up having these narrow, kind of not great performing days. And that was a little unfortunate. I know we had a little struggle, but we ended up in the afternoon, especially started getting some things to wake up again and dial in. I think the big thing that I'm constantly keeping a look at here is this guy Spy. Yesterday we got a little bit of a sell, a little bit of a drawdown on it, and it closed pretty much at the low of day, which is pretty unusual. Normally, Spy buys down, goes down, and then the buying brigade comes in and pushes it back up. This time, it actually managed to close the candle pretty weak looking, so it'll be interesting to see what it does today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my big thing, and I've mentioned this all week, we're going to have Jay Powell speaking here in a little bit at 10 a.m. Eastern. So I am hesitant to hold anything in that time period. It's right near the open, so I think that's going to be really what makes the day, and it'll be interesting to see how trading is prior to that. So, there's some other information, economic data that just dropped a few minutes ago with personal income, consumer spending hadn't really done much. Um, and then consumer sentiments at 10 a.m. as well. So that and Jay Powell is going to probably set the tone for the day.
Yeah, brother, I hear that. It should be interesting to see that. I'm with you. I've noticed I've been kind of struggling in the first 5 to 10 minutes, and I've been doing really well on my positions that kind of initiate like 15 minutes to even a half hour in. And
Sure.
even though today is TGIF and all of that stuff, well, we're still in the kind of the end of the summer months. We've got the J Pal. It might be a good idea just to kind of hang and see how things shake out before we
Yeah.
get
See how it is at the Yep. I
too
agree.
overly
Be
invested
patient
in any
today.
position.
Yep. I agree.
So so cool. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the gappers here. Let me make an adjustment here. I moved this, and now the watch list looks all bizarre because of the way it's looking on my screen. Hold on, let me fix this. That would have bothered me for about an hour. Okay, so let's pop over to Gapper. So the first thing we're talking about is we got our support.com. As you can see, support.com up here on the 1 minute, it find itself in a really nice pre-market rally here, really going daily. Not much to think about here. I mean, look at this thing. We had volume increasing, volume increasing, volume increasing, and then pow. Definitely a stock that is in play. Definitely a stock that we will be putting on our list today
Controlling
to keep an
risk
eye
on
on.
this seems like it's next to impossible. I just watching this, I know some people have been trading this. If you got into this long earlier, before it really got ramped, but I'm watching it bounce around. I mean, current candle we're 38 seconds into it, and you've got a $5 candle, I think, in 38 seconds.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's a wild
that's
ride. That's a
yeah, it's
solid
low
point.
float. It's getting squeezed like crazy. So you
So
know,
I agree. Norm making an incredibly good point there, guys. I mean, spread and all of that stuff
we
must be
now
factor. I mean,
we
how you
made
risk it,
a so that 1 minute candle that just closed. was between 45.70 and 52.78. So what is that? $7? A little
Yeah.
over $7 in a minute.
I mean, I guess if you
Yeah.
pulled the short trigger on this, you'd be pretty happy.
Oh, we don't know shorts on IB.
Oh
So
yeah, of
you got
course,
that
right?
issue too. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and I agree with you. Even if you go short there, you could go short at 50.98 and have the thing be at 50, breaking $55 before you can even think about it. So I mean, it's definitely a stock that you're gonna be taking on extra risk if you try and trade this thing. So make sure you keep that in mind. We
Extra,
got
extra. Yeah.
we got a Neuro today, doing some stuff. Not sure if anything's going on with them. Looks like they've been kind of just gently moving lower on low volume, and today they find themselves gapping a titch with a little extra volume. They have been building for the past couple of days, so something going on. We got a what is Neuro even? Neurometrics Inc. I haven't even heard of this one. Anything fancy out there for Neuro?
I'm not seeing really any news. Yeah, it's a medical device company, I believe, but
All
they
right.
just keep an eye on that 5.5 million share float. So
So we got the lows moving today, huh? GPS, Gap Inc. Up on
yep,
here, continuing the retail stuff coming to the table. We've been kind of hitting this range for quite a while. We were sitting really close to the bottom yesterday, pulled some volume today, popping up. So Gap might have something going on. It'd be nice to see a little more volume coming through on it, but might be worth taking a look at in a little bit. Anything
they
on
had
Gap?
earnings last
Yeah.
night, and also that I guess the partnership with Yeezy is seems to be turning out to be successful. So
Right on. Hey, that's awesome. TCAT on the gappers again. TCAT's had a pretty strong couple of days. I forget what their catalyst was that initiated a few days ago, but if you're looking to play something in the $10 range, it might be okay for you. A little low on the float side naturally. The one concern I do have on TCAT is we've had good volume for the past 3 days, but yesterday an upside down hammer on lower volume. So that could mean this thing's kind of near value. So we've had 3 kind of wild days, and then today it's going to find itself bumping around. Anything cool on TCAT or just
not
worth?
saying anything new,
Yeah.
man. But like you said, the daily chart, the uh, the hammer there with the descending volume, declining volume. It'll be keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and that came right off the bottom support from back here. I mean, look out. I mean, that's really, really close. So we obviously ran right up into the bottom of a range and rejected it hard. Right. So that's going to be interesting to keep a watch on. I'll throw it on the list on the low flow. I need to do what Carlos does here. One second. Let me separate SPRT if I can learn to type. Let me separate out my regular float versus my low floats. All right, cool. There we go. All right, we got DVAX in the house, Dynavax Tech. Looks like order flow could be better. The stock itself has been steadily rising with volume for the past few days, so the daily chart actually looks decent enough on it. 100 million float, so not too low on the float side of things. 18 thing, a little more order flow, and this thing might be actually worth paying attention to. What you got? Anything there, Norm?
Yeah, I guess they've got a partner that has a COVID vaccine news in Taiwan, so that
Oh,
spiked them the last few days, and they're continuing on that.
all right. COVID news. That's always that's kind of like EV. You throw a little COVID on it, and it's a stock that's going to move
And
one
then
way
you
or the other,
NFT
for good
it.
for bad. So, all right, PBF, Energy Inc. Looks like on the daily, kind of trying to move away from the averages a bit. We did have some good volume to the downside and the buy side, so I can kind of see what's going on there. Pre-market looks horrible. So I'm not a fan of the pre-market. This thing just kind of finds itself just bumping around in here with some interesting orders to the downside. So I would have trouble even thinking about trading this one unless it wakes up a little bit. Anything special on PBF today?
I'm not really seeing anything, man.
Right Let's see here. EQT. There we go. EQT, really bad pre-market. Not a huge fan of the daily either. Good side. I mean, 375 on the float. It's a nicey. But I'm not saying anything here that jumps out at me unless you've got something, Norm.
Well, I mean, this and the previous one are oil stocks. Oil's up 2.25% this morning. Could be part of it.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Zeal, no pre-market. So we'll just move on. RRC, RRC, pre-market, again, lackluster. This is Range Resources. Let's see here. They
Same
sit
story here.
252, another oil deal.
Yeah.
252, higher short float on this one. Look at that oil stock held by institutions, 95.5%. Wow. All right, so I'm not a huge fan of RRC with that, but if you were thinking about playing one of these, which may be your thing, it does seem to be sitting a pretty tight, kind of like a 3-bar play on the daily here. So if you get like a hard breakout between 1450, maybe this thing spends a day running. But it's not going to make my list today. Let's see, Sava, Cassava Sciences. It's been hitting the list quite a bit lately. Been gapping down pretty much every day and then selling off along with it. Finds itself rejecting value on the daily and losing VWAP. So that's not good for Cassava. So we might have some continued selling on them. Since we're a little lean on the list right now, I'll go ahead and put them on. Not normally a stock I generically trade, but you can't argue it's moving, so maybe be something to put on. Big in the house. Hey, Big Lots is up. I only trade Big like once every 3 or 4 months or once a year, and it's generically on an earnings day, and that must be today because I see Big gapping down pretty significantly. That's sad news for Big. They must have missed earnings or something like that. I actually like Big Lots.
That's exactly what happened this morning.
So it's funny. You get to know these stocks so well, you almost don't even need to know like what earnings days are. You can just log in and tell who had earnings that day. So Big dropping pretty hard here. 95% held by institutions with a high short float. So don't assume this thing's going to keep on dropping. There's only so much money these institutions are going to be willing to lose, and with a high short float, that means we could squeeze eager shorts coming in just for a little bit of fun. So be careful with Big. It can certainly bounce here and fill the gap the other direction. Value sitting up at 54. We'll take a little bit more of a look at Big here in a little bit. So yeah, Norm, that's what they had going on. Earnings.
Yes, earnings this morning.
HP. We got a little tech action here. I've traded HP before. It didn't do too bad.
Remember, there's 2 HPs now. This is HPQ.
HP Inc. Dang.
Yeah, there's HP Enterprises and HP Inc. So,
which one's the computer one? Is that this one?
I hate trading this, so I can't even remember which one's which anymore. I just remember when they split. I can't remember what they like took all their bad assets and put it in one company and then split the other into the other. So I can't remember which one is which because I stay away from it.
That's
myself.
Right. I forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll put that on the things against HPQ today for sure. Just looking at the daily chart, it does find itself rejecting VPOC, which is what I use to kind of determine where value is being looked at within this market. And it's dropping down, finds itself making a new low, gapping down. So it could be a play. However, pre-market action kind of is leaning towards what Norm's talking about. Looks horrible. Hey, we find P.
And it's nicey. I mean, that's typical. Somebody over on YouTube's like, I just want to know which stock Norm does like to trade. I keep my mouth. Well, no, I'm selective, and
yeah, exactly.
I've traded. Like even you mentioned something was nicey earlier. HPQ is nicey, and generally those what's their float? 1.2 billion share nicey stock isn't likely to trade very well.
Well, yeah, 1.2 billion share nicey stock held 80% by institutions.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, where's this thing going to go and what's it going to do? Whatever they want. Right. I mean, it's So, and I agree. And the thing you guys have to understand, like Norm and I, because I know Norm and I do similar things here,
I love
we're
Apple.
attempting to whittle down to the
Yeah,
smallest watch list possible. So if we don't like
yeah,
it, we're not going to trade it. Oh, hey, Nathan McDonald,
yeah.
little
Thank you,
chat for us.
Nathan. Thank you very much, Nathan. All the super chat revenues going match dollar for dollar by Andrew and going to autism research this month. So thank you
Yeah,
very much.
we're killing it this month. YouTube, keep it going. So we find Piton in the gappers list, which I haven't seen Piton gapping for a while. Do we have any notable
Yeah, they
news
had
going on?
earnings last night that were
Okay,
not fantastic.
yeah, people going back to the gym, I guess, huh? I actually
Going to the
got
gym, going to the office. I think they've got supply chain issues and cost issues.
oh
So
my goodness, yeah.
there's a slew of reasons.
I actually got a new device the other day that I've been using that's really cool. It's kind of like a piton, but it's called a light boxer. So it's like a piton, but it's a boxing bag that's like
Oh,
whack-a-mole,
that's cool.
and it lights up so you can box. It's pretty cool. So piton here, which I could never get into piton, not because of the bikes, the subscriptions, man. But you find piton here noticeably yesterday, big upside down hammer on high volume. That was definitely a warning signal for things to come today. And today we find ourselves gapped down quite heavily, trying to recover a little bit of that as we squeeze, right? Because you're going to have some, shorts that have been invested in Piton a little bit. They're going to take some covers here, and then they're going to try and get back in and push it down. So for me, and we'll take more of a look at Piton here in a short bit, but might be a nice one to look for an opening squeeze in the morning as shorts come in. And then see if we can maybe get a fade on this thing. Could be a good mover. MRVL, Marvel. I always have trouble trading this stock, but it does find itself on the gappers list. And I know some have done this one successfully. Order flow a little lean right now in the pre-market. But what do we got going on with Marvel today? Similar story?
Yeah, so Marvell had earnings last night and gapping down on that. Like you said, I'm not a huge fan of trading this one. I've seen some people take some decent trades on it.
Mm-hmm.
That has not been me. So anyway.
Yeah, there's a
So
couple of
hey,
stocks that I struggle with that way.
Ricardo and Z, thank you both very
Wow.
much for the super chats. Let's
Oh,
empty Andrew's
nice.
pockets.
Yeah, and thank you, by the way, Z. And we had a couple of people. I actually broadcasted one of our Thursday mentoring session yesterday at 1 p.m. and threw that out to the YouTubes just as a thanks for all of these super chats that we've been getting. So I thought I would do that. And we actually ended up getting a couple during that session as well, which was pretty
Nice.
exciting. We got YY. YY's been hitting it for a few days. Joy Inc. Really interesting. I actually might keep an eye on YY today just because I like the volume candle off the daily yesterday. So I like how we've kind of been rallying here, and then we had a low volume push, jump up, big spike, and now we're lower. I might look for a little bit of a rally and a drop on YY. However, not yet at all. I mean, look at the volume in the pre-market on this thing stinks, and it doesn't. It's not the best trading stock. So if we have something better, I'll go that direction. But I do like that VPA right there. Anything new on YY, or are we just same thing for the past few
Just
days?
same
Yeah.
continuation, yeah.
All right, and Baba. Baba is the short stock of the century. If you managed to short Baba back in like the beginning of the year, around February, your account's probably looking pretty sweet if you're a swing trader. Baba finds itself gapping down a little bit today, but it is definitely in a very high value area. You can see on the daily here how we've had an increase in volume as we've come down in here. So Baba's going to be a little interesting to watch today. I'll definitely take a look at it. The only concern I'm having for Baba is because we're in this value area, it might just continue to be choppy, which is what it's really kind of done the past few days. As it's sitting down in this area, it just really doesn't, it seems like it really doesn't want to go any lower than this, although I don't know if it has a choice. Any new news on Baba
No,
getting it to
no,
drop,
I
or
don't
we're
see
just in
anything
our
fresh. Just the
maybe a little
continued
China
news out of
pressure?
China with the
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard anything new, but it's just still moving on that.
Right on. Cool. Well, that gets us through our gappers here in a little bit. Let's pop out to the room for a second. In the YouTube, I'll grab 3 from the chat room, and then I'll grab 3 from the YouTube of tickers other than the ones we've reviewed already, please. And you can tell the main ones by what's up here. Anything you're looking at. I see SPCE. I see AMC from the room. And
Andrew's super chatting himself. He just threw out 200 bones, dude.
woo, the boss dropping it like it's hot. Man, that's how you do it right there. Hey, does he have to match his own super chats? I think he does.
Well, I just have a full number for the thing, so I guess. So.
Woo! Maybe he did just match the super chat. I don't know.
Cut
Either
it in
way,
half and double
boss,
it.
you are the man. I'm gonna take a moment and gush on you for a second. Thanks so much for everything that you do. This organization that we belong to, and that we're able to, be a part of is just amazing. And you set it up, so we appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Wow, that's how you do it right there.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, so let's pop back over. What did we have?
And let's not forget about Andrej here with the 5 super chat as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Andrej, brother. Man, what a great group of people we got going on here. I love this place. All right, let's check out space real quick. Not to be surprised lately with space, but space finds itself on lackluster volume to start the day. One thing we really need to pay attention to on space on our daily here is we have just been running this really narrow, low range. For me personally, I would stay away from space for a while until this changes. Notice the difference, what a stock looks like when it's in play and it's trading, how the volume looks, versus a stock that's not in play and consolidating, right? Every single day, just incredibly low average volume for this trader. I would wait for a good spike in volume before you get into it. AMC is not necessarily that story. One thing I really like on AMC, we had this big break up here, right, with good volume, high volume upside, and then we've had a low volume retracement started on the daily. So we could come back into these averages and maybe attempt to do more or less an ABCD on the daily. So if the right volume comes in, if the right order flow comes in, we already find ourselves rallying a bit in the pre-market. So it'll be very interesting to see how AMC plays. This one will definitely keep AMC on the list, and we'll grab a couple levels off of it. And then CEMI, which is Chembio Diagnostics, or Chembio, actually, probably. Chembio, even. Oh, well, say it 3 more times, I'll probably get it right. Chembio, let's go with it.
Tomato, man.
Yeah, tomato. So Chembio, really high short float, according to TI, 55.8%. Short float with a float of only 9 million, so that's quite a bit.
Are you looking at Chembio for sure there, or are you looking at support?
Oh, I'm looking at support. Thank you so much. Thanks, Norm. I forgot when I click, it doesn't go backwards. That was why I was surprised. I was like, is this thing really that much? All right, yeah. Thank you. 11.3 short float. My goodness, that makes much more sense. All right, so Chembio finds itself, it's got to have some kind of catalyst going on today because it's found itself running, which is not appearing to be a normal thing for Chembio. So we're popping up here. On the days it gets catalyst, it can run. So it might be worth keeping an eye on. Float 18 mil, so still a little on the lower side. But we can put Chembio down here in the low float land to see if it ends up being a little more interesting later.
Now we got another super chat, $50.
What?
Actually, 50. What is that? Euros. Sav. Thank you.
Sav.
Thank you very much.
Speaking the truth,
all those are
R3
going to
-3.
autism. Yeah, all those are going to autism research. So thank you very much.
Man, that is really awesome. Thank you so much.
I just looked. We were at, now remember, this doesn't account the last 2 days, but $446 so far, not including all this stuff that's come in this morning and yesterday. So we'll get it updated soon.
Man, that is awesome. Cool. Well, we got through that and did that. Let's take a moment here. We'll let me pop us over to our community events here, so Norm can just give you guys the lowdown on a couple of those things, and then we'll get it and we'll get some levels going.
All right. Jared's webinar on previous day close is done and posted and available. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, go do it. Obviously, previous day close is a very, very important level. Oh, wow. Carlos, $100, man. You're in the hospital watching us. You should be trying to get sleep. Hope you and your wife are doing well. And just Carlos, like I said yesterday, he texted me before the show. He wanted me to make sure to thank each and every person that's reached out and the community for all the support and everything. His wife and he have been reading through that stuff and sincerely appreciate the support. So love you, brother. Enjoy your time off and stay the hell away from it. Work. All right. And then next week, Tuesday, I know you're working hard on this story. You got tape reading 101.
Ooh, yeah, it's going to be a good time.
All right.
Hold on.
And then that's all right.
My
Dr.
slides
Katz,
look like
Dr. Katz webinar, I believe, is posted from his town hall this week. Two traders in the community discussing the psychological journey through trading, moderated by him. And I will have an update on this on Monday for all the new stuff coming as we do continuously. It just didn't have the slide for it yet. Anyway.
I've been loving those Dr. Cat sessions.
Oh, they're great. All right. Super chat, as we've mentioned all morning, last month in July, we did just shy of $260, match dollar for dollar going to American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. This month is autism research. I will get updated numbers to you. Hey, I can't believe it's almost September, man. So September 3rd, those should be out and final for the month. And I can't even imagine how much it's going to be with all these people piling on now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day with entries and exits, of course, and add as much commentary as you can to describe the trade. Posted on Twitter, tag at Bearable Traders, at MikeB_BBT, and at NormBBT. Also use hashtags BBT Family, day trading, and stock market. We will pick a winner each day and announce it in the afternoon on Twitter and in the room. And then all those trades of the day are eligible for trade of the week, which is voted on by the team over the weekend and announced on Monday afternoon. If you are watching on YouTube and have not been in the chat room, you'd like to give it a shot, use the promo code PREMARKET24. That's PREMARKET24. Go to the homepage, scroll down, you'll see that test drive button. That is our intro membership. It is 7 calendar days, 5 trading days, after which it does just cancels. It does not turn into something else. You have to actively go choose to become a monthly or an annual member to continue on. And speaking of annual membership, if you would like to become an elite member, which gives you access to all that BBT has to offer, all the webinars that I'm discussing and everything else, then you can use the promo code SUMMER40. That'll get you 40% off the annual elite membership.
Man, that is awesome.
Right.
Thank you, Norm, for going through all that for us. I mean, that elite membership is you guys get a lot of value for that, and especially with running the 40% off. I mean, I think that's really cool. And then again, just for me to everyone out in YouTube and everybody, and in the chat room, we've got a link in our BBT chat room too, so we have a couple people now donating through there as well. Thanks everybody. This has just been a really awesome morning. Just all of the effort here to to do this just shows the character of the BBT family and extended out there in YouTube. So really appreciate it, guys. So let's go ahead and go through what we've had going on here and that we kind of picked out of our gappers list. We'll do some levels here, and then after we're done, if we've got a little extra time, I'll grab some more out of the room to check. And if not, we'll have Andrew and Brian coming in here to do some live trading for everybody shortly. So the first thing I want to just talk about is I'm going to pop back out to the SPY for a second. You notice here on SPY, we're ranging up and we're pushing here, but we've had yesterday's candle ended up being a pretty decent volume candle here, and it actually ended up closing pretty low on the candle. We do find ourselves squeezing a bit today, but this is not generically the kind of sign you see when you're going to go for a big run for 450. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but there's a good chance, being Friday, we might have a little bit of a struggle, a continued narrow day maybe on the SPY. So we're going to want to pay attention to that and not get overly aggressive, because we're going to have the SPY likely chopping around us. So really look for those catalyst stocks that are moving, that are going to be independent of the ETFs. So coming out to Gap Inc. Gap Inc., as we talked about, is having is earnings. Gap Inc. finds value right here on the daily chart. If you're looking at 90, right around $29. It wants to mark 29.01 for some reason, but that's a really important area. You can see how we've been kind of just pushing through there over, so getting above 21, and then just this narrow bar above 21 and 20, or 29 and 29.26. Those are going to be really critical for Gap for this thing to keep going. If it can't get through, it may just struggle. I'm not sure how well the catalyst is on this, and if it's enough to really just make this thing light. We had some good volume yesterday, but this morning in the pre-market, we don't seem to be aggressive enough with enough order flow, and we actually have a lot of bid to the downside on the level too. So I'm actually going to be concerned with Gap here having a bit of a sell-off to start. Maybe we get a little bit chop and then an afternoon rally on it. But for now, if we do manage to break out, we've got a couple of obvious wicks here that kind of hit tops right through this range. So I'm going to be probably looking for it to come somewhere right up around here, right at the bottom of this indecision, top of that candle right there. I think that looks really good. And then again, we'll just go to the top. That's probably all the levels we're going to need to the top side. If we go to the downside, the main ones we're going to be looking at are pre-market low and then previous days close eventually for it to run towards. If we lose and go weak, PDC may be the eventual target. Remember, Jared teaches it's the king of levels. Dynavax here has been on a nice rally for the past few days. Looks like it's about as high as it's been, at least in recent history, so I'm not going to go too far back. But you can see here we've had good volume. We find our gap here. So the main thing I'm going to be kind of looking at here on this one for levels is in which my chart automatically draws, but I'm going to be looking at previous day's close. Notice we have value here. We've already kind of moved towards it. If it comes and holds, maybe look for Dynavax to do another rally. One thing you can notice is that in notice on Dynavax as you look back in time, on almost every day you have a wick down that comes down and then it pushes. It has a wick down and then it goes. It has a wick down and then it goes, right? So this is something to pay attention on the way that this stock often trades. We normally have a bit of a sell before it pushes and then makes new highs. Bit of a sell before it pushes, makes new highs, and then sells, right? So pay attention to that. Now that may have already happened. We may open and then just rally here, but just keep in mind that DVAX seems to like to sell a bit before it rallies. All right, let's pop over to Sava. Cassava Sciences is gapping down more. This stock has been in a straight sell since 140. Got up there through big volume and then just died out. We did a rally on weak volume and then continue to sell. The main levels I'm going to be looking for on Sava here are going to be levels like previous days low, as you can see it way back up here. The low of this candle I think looks pretty good. And then we're going to be looking at the pre-market levels. So mainly like pre-market low, for instance, right? We're going to watch that. And then the opening price will likely come into play. If we lose pre-market low, we come back in time. We've got some support areas, maybe right back here, right where we cut through. We got the level here. So I'd be looking to drop down to somewhere around 36.08. Look how precisely we have a test there. We have a consolidation there, and then we have where it held, the ceiling became the floor, and then we were able to move off of that. So that level looks pretty good there. Let's see here. Yeah, you bet, man. Let's go ahead and hit big. I have traded big before, and I have had some big trades on big, but big normally trades horribly. But on the days it has earnings are basically the days that it gets attention. Notice the high volume sell and then the gap down on the prior day. So there was some anticipation of the earnings, obviously. Whoever was in the know already took the time to sell out there. And now we find ourselves gapping down heavily. Very nice of them. Notice this value level that's set right here. Right, and now look how that played later. We died. So if big, I'm going to be looking for big to likely squeeze a bit in the open. If it does, I'm going to be looking for it to squeeze back to maybe levels like around, see right here. We've got this bottom here, and then where we consolidated through there. I'm going to come back. I like this low here. And how we pegged through. So I'm going to look for it to come back and take some tests off of these levels from back here, see how the large participants, are willing to look at that. I like that one there. And then there's a really big VPA level right down here. So between those, that'll probably give us a pretty good amount of levels. So again, since we're down here, I'm going to be looking for this thing to squeeze back up. back up into this range here. If I can, then I'll short it for a move back down. Notice how 47.96 comes in right at VWAP on the 1 minute. That might be the spot. Let it rally back up into $48. If the selling comes in heavy there, the shorts come in heavy, and you can see that the buyers start taking profit. We might be able to slam this thing real nice. So we're gonna keep an eye on that for sure. Let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and keep hitting these here. HPQ. HPQ I am not liking in the pre-market at all. It does find itself gap down for a couple of levels. I really like this low here. Obviously, maybe the the open of that candle there. And then let's just go to the downside because it looks like we're gapping down and we're going to continue to downtrend at some point. Let's go ahead and grab some significant levels off of there. Don't forget pre-market low. And then if we go back in history and we manage to lose that, we're going to go down to right about here. You can zoom out. The thing is because in the market, because of participation, right? Long-term participation lasts for years. So you can zoom back a year, 2 years if necessary to get levels because the participants that were involved then are likely still involved now. So, and those targets and those thoughts, their price targets are arbitrary. They're not based upon fundamental shift or anything like that. So you will see them defend or, take off their positions even years after large volume initiations. Right. So, I don't know if there's a specific time frame I'm willing to go back, but I'm willing to go back as far as I need to find, things that look relevant to the current price action. All right, Piton finds itself squeezing a bit after a big gap. So this is not unusual. So Piton's going to rally up. I'm going to be watching R3 on Piton at the open. I want to see if this thing's going to run back down this range. So I want to see Piton squeeze back up into these previous daily levels, VWAP, all this where it already is. If it holds up here, it wants to go down. But most specifically, the main level that we're going to be watching, and I think Jared would be proud of it, which is we need to pay attention to previous day's close. What's going to happen now is we're going to squeeze, we're going to rally up into previous day's close or maybe even previous day's low, right here. We're going to rally up into here likely where these averages are. Look, values at 114.05 VPOC, that's also previous day's close. We're going to rally into there, and we're going to try and bump that. And if that rejects, we're going to have the opportunity to run the entire length of this candle back down. So we're going to be looking for that. I want to let this thing squeeze up into R3 PDC, and if it manages to hold there and it doesn't do the drop before the market opens, that'll give a real nice opportunity for a short, and then you'll get the opportunity to run this entire thing down. Now, if it starts to sell heavy now, then you're going to have to wait for a little bit different of a setup, but I think that'll work. I'm going to skip YY because we've marked levels on that for a couple days now. Baba finds itself running down again. Baba unfortunately has not been a great trader for me. For me, obviously, if you do plan to trade it, pre-market high, pre-market low is going to be in play. And then let's keep an eye on that same king of levels, previous day's close up near 165. If this starts to rally, I want to see what it does with that level. If it goes through that level, then maybe we're going to try and squeeze. We did have a lot of volume here, so that's possible. But if it goes up here and rejects again, we could just be distributing here at this lower level before we continue the next leg down, just depending. I know they've been having a lot of pressure. AMC. Yeah, exactly, Sarif, and I agree with you on that. It's really easy just to keep losing money trying to peg bottoms on this thing. Just let it keep going, until it finally, we get a better thing. So AMC, I like AMC's daily. We had this nice engulfing bar, bullish, and then we had this indecision bar, which was on less volume but still high volume, and then we find ourselves in a pullback, and that pullback's on lower volume. So that looks good for a potential ABCD style pattern on this one. However, I don't know if that happens today, right? Unfortunately, until the volume comes in and signals, we won't really know if that's going to be today or tomorrow, but it's definitely going to be, or Monday or Tuesday, but it's definitely going to be worth watching. King of levels, again, previous day's close. I'm going to keep an eye, if you look at my 1 minute chart, on this level here. If we start to hit hard rally and then break through previous day's close, then I see the expectation for maybe running back to value at 44. And if it makes that move, that's going to be some critical new highs, including previous close and going through there. So that could be enough to get the buying brigade to come in and continue the move up on this thing. So we'll have to see. May just be choppy too. So we don't have a really clean indicator. If I look out to the level 2, I've actually got a pretty heavy bid on it. So might sell off a bit more and then get its rally going, which would not be unusual for this one. And then we had 3 more, and then I'll grab a couple from the room. Yeah. Let me see that. Robert M. Exact same pattern on AMC back in July. Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's interesting. Yeah, so if that would be the indication, let's see how it plays, because if that would be the indication, then I mean it does look exactly the same, doesn't it? Almost. We might sell a little bit here and then have a squeeze today, but that would, if it plays the same as it did then today is going to be a rather lackluster day on it. So good point out, Robert M. A really good point out. All right, so we got TCAT. TCAT. 18 mil float, right? 11% short float, only 23%. Oh, sorry, that's Kimbo. Hold on, TCAT. Very little institutional hold here, right? So you got to think when you're trading TCAT, you're almost trading entirely with retailers, right? So we got short floats, not bad, 7 million floats, so a little on the low side, but the daily chart has been really, really nice. Right, we've definitely been in play. We're definitely moving. We had this really big upside down hammer on pretty solid volume still. So this will be the interesting thing to see what TCAT does. If TCAT has found value, which it might have, then TCAT may just go into a choppy range here. But we do have some good pre-market action, so maybe we're not there yet. So I'm going to be watching TCAT. Right now, I do have sells to the top, but they're a little out of range. Mostly short cover orders in the near range, so I'm actually kind of thinking TCAT's going to top out a little bit here in pre-market and sell off for a bit. And that'll be the interesting thing to watch. Let's see if it comes down here. I'm most specifically going to be looking at VPOC right down here around $11. Right? If we come back down and test $11, which was where it closed 2 days ago, and holds that again, or if it holds here and makes a new high, then that's going to look really, really nice on the daily. And I think we could get a move out of that one right there. So I really like that level. If we lose that level, then the next critical level obviously is going to be the bottom of this hammer. If we lose that, then we could come all the way back down inside the range of this candle. So then our next, closer levels to factor in are going to be candles off of those levels, or levels off those candles, right? All right, support.com still doing what support.com has been doing, which is in the pre-markets, giving some incredible rallies and then being rather boring to trade during the day. And it looks like today is going to be one of those days too. Really, really nice push at 8 o'clock. Really good volume moving up. We now find our volume tapering off, so support.com seems to be losing a little bit of its momentum. Right now, large ask orders, large sells at $45. So that's kind of, looks like we've got buyers that have come in here at this dip and they're trying to put orders out at 45 to encourage upward movement. Let's see if that holds. Right now, a ladder's a little lean for a pop, but we'll see what happens if it gets to 45. Maybe it comes in a little bit better. For levels, obviously, we're just taking off here, so I don't have anything on the big term. So we're going to use the standard pre-market high, pre-market low. We don't have a previous day's close to consider, so once the open price comes in, we'll do that. In the near term, let's go to pre-market and we'll pull some levels out of there just so we've got something. No, it's top range candle, top range candle. We got the 8 o'clock TFL here with another couple of indecision candles plus the top of this pre-market range. I really like that. If we draw back, let's look for it to come back and back test R4, maybe 35 or 33.40. If we hold there and move up, maybe a new fresh long opportunity off of there. All right, and back to ChemBio. ChemBio, low price stock, 8 o'clock, came in hard, had a big run, started off in there, real nice squeeze, found value or high volume at $3.40, and has now been kind of consolidating ever since. Volume is staying up on this one. This might actually, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Chem Bio. But right now, gapping up. As far as levels go on this, the main ones I'm going to be looking for are if it starts to sell, I'm going to look for it to come back to 280 and hold there and then move up. If it starts to range out, pre-market high is the level. I want to see it go up through and break pre-market high. If it breaks that, then it makes it look like a real strong long. And Chem Bio can have some pretty aggressive runs if it gets into play. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right. So that's our few off of there. I'm gonna go ahead over to the chat room. I will grab one or two from there, and we'll get that going. And then once Brian and Andrew get here, we will switch up. Bruno's calling W Day. So let's go with W Day here. W Day finds itself $266 stock. Let's see. Where's my home row? There we go. W Day. 71% held by institutions. Short float under 4%. 187 mil. So we got a good float on this one. Fairly institutional, but all otherwise not too bad. A little bit high price. I do like the gap. Obviously, we've got something going on here. Let's grab some levels off of this gap for you. All right, and then after that, we'll do Apple and PLTR and CRM. And then I will go, hey, Terry Tang. Yo, thank you so much for the...
Dwayne, thank you.
And then Dwayne, 50 coming here. Terry Tang, 100 HK, which is super appreciated. Dwayne, $50. In support of my favorite kids, Matthew, Miles, and JD and Allie. Dude, you're so... JD is my son, Allie is my daughter, and Matthew is one of the coolest kids I've met, which is Dwayne's boyo, who my wife loves. So much. Appreciate that, man. Really, thank you. All right, so let's see, W Day. So we do find W Day gapping. A couple of really cool levels on this thing right here.
I'd be super careful on this one though, brother.
It's coming. I'm gonna say it.
Spread's $1 almost.
Yeah.
80 cents right now. It usually doesn't. I've watched this one intraday. It can be tough. So just make sure it gets the volume. I mean, it very well could be in play. You've obviously got a nice gap.
Yeah, but you got. But Norm's the point. You've got the spread of a $600 or $700 stock, right, occurring on a $250 stock. So, and that's really important for risk management. If not one of the most important considerations a new trader can make is just pay attention to the spread, especially on one of these. You take a few extra shares thinking you're getting a good position, and then that thing dumps on you, and then you don't get filled because of the spread. $1 lower than you planned on. Well, I'm just hoping it wasn't 1,000 shares, because that's gonna hurt for slippage. Let's see here. WD.
I mean, not a lot of order flow, and there's not a lot of liquidity. You're getting 4,000 shares on the big candles per minute, so just caution.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, go for it.
No, that's a very good point. Let's see. Let's. So I said I was gonna do PLTR. All right, PLTR. PLTR has been in this long consolidation for like ever now. I mean, since March. PLTR has just been kind of on this low range move. I'm not sure if PLTR is ready to go or not. I actually think for PLTR and some of these other stocks to break, the SPY needs to sell first. I think they're just having a lot of trouble getting these kind of stocks to press when you've got pressure coming in Chinese regulations paired with a SPY that's considered by many to be really overvalued right now. So I think you're going to have a lot of trouble getting these to break out while everyone's kind of just waiting for the market to sell because no one wants to pay too much for these. So, however, let's just mark a level or two on it because we can. Notice we have been in a very, very narrow consolidation. So there's some couple of areas that really jump out as some spots to watch. So notice, 3 days ago, VWAP, whatever, we have basically a daily ascending triangle going on right now. So if we can go through 25 to 25.50 somewhere in there, and volume comes with it. This is the key, right? You need to see big volume, big orders coming in on the tape, obvious interaction with it, then you might get something. But just remember, 71% held by institutions, right? So that means this thing's already well bought into. So you're just gonna have to wait until this thing is ready to rock and roll. All right. Anybody? Before we start getting ready to do some live trading, do we have anybody over there in YouTube land that has? You guys have been bombing us with such good super chats. I want to make sure I give you the attention that you deserve today. I really appreciate it. So if you guys have any tickers that you want me to take a look. Oh, all right. Sorry, I scrolled up a little bit and found a couple. Let's see. Diana is looking for ACH. Let's throw that in there. And then we'll do INO. I know INO played a little bit yesterday. So ACH, probably not going to fall into something I would recommend for the trade today, to be honest. So notice in the pre-market, especially on my chart, I know if you're looking at a phone, especially, sometimes it's really hard to see this because when you look at your phone, it doesn't look quite as sketch because you're not getting, the same data. But basically, if you look at what I got nothing, right? So I've got like very little data here. And then the most important thing is this daily chart. Look at this here.
The daily's terrible. It's got no volume. It's traded 198 shares this morning.
Yeah. So, but notice what happens on this stock, even if it had volume, which it does not. And that's a good point. It's not. It looks like it does most of its price movement after hours and then spends its days in very narrow, choppy areas. So this might be a stock you may consider for a swing trade, maybe in some regard. I mean, I wouldn't, but it wouldn't be something you would want to use for an intraday kind of trade. It would be virtually impossible to well manage the risk there. And then let's look at INO. On INO has found itself very rangy for the past few days. The one thing that I find very interesting on INO, and it might actually make it worthy of going back onto the list, is yesterday we had this high, not high volume, but pretty solid volume push that got stuffed on an upside down hammer right when it tried to go through value at VPOC here. So if the main levels I'm going to watch on INO that really have me stoked and I want to see what happens here is if INO manages to go through previous day's close, right? Which is right down here. So if INO can roll over and go through PDC, then I'm going to look for INO to sell back to the bottom of the daily range, which would be down near $7.50. So anytime INO has tried to push higher in this range, notice this, y'all. Look here when we pushed here, volume. Look when we pushed here, volume. Look when we pushed here, volume. Anytime this thing has went up, it's sold, right? And now we have high volume selling there as an upside down handle. This thing looks like it wants to go this way to me. So we'll see what happens. All right, what else we got? Any more out there from you guys?
Yeah, we probably need to throw it over to Brian and Andrew, man.
I'm waiting for them to come into the system. As soon as I see them come in, I will roll over to them. So I'm just gonna grab some things until they get in here. Oh yeah, thank you. That's the one thing I always forget, Ivan. Thank you so much. I always forget to do the moderators lineup. I get so hyper focused, and we can do it. So I'm gonna start off with Dima's watch list. Dima, who has been killing it lately, is looking at DVAX, Piton, Apple, and JD. We've got an IPO today, which is SQL. And Peter is watching AMD, Piton, and Baba. For a secondary, he's going to throw on TCAT, Tesla, and AMD. The profit of profit, Brian Pesum, is looking at Piton, DKNG, which I now have to add DKNG to my list because if he watches it and I don't, he makes money. I get frustrated. And Baba, SPRT, and MU for now. So we will keep an eye on those and take a look at it, and then we will see what's going on there. Still waiting on Brian and Andrew to come into the system. So I did miss a call out on, I believe it was FFIE. So let me hit that one real quick, and then we will throw it over to them. So FFIE does find itself trending down on the daily after a lot of volume to the top side. Right now, I do not see a high volume signal to the downside, so I don't see a real big reason to sell there. But otherwise, keep an eye on it. Low volume in the morning, so I would just kind of hang off on that. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing over to Brian and Andrew. I hope everybody had a great day today. Again, personally from me, thank you so much for all the incredible super chats and everything. You guys are awesome. We've crushed it, especially today. Boss helped out a little bit on that one, but really excited. I hope everyone has a great one, and we will see you all on later.
Yeah, take care, guys. Trade safe.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Brian, how are you? Wow,
Doing
we
okay.
killed it on super chat, guys. I mean, in YouTube we can see the numbers and Norman Thor announced it, but on the donation page, at this stage we can't. But I'm gonna really definitely read the names, but we're gonna change the platform in a way that we can see in real time the amount of donation and the names, so we can actually announce it. So hopefully, Ryan and Lee are gonna work on that. But yeah, I think we hit kind of $2,000 today. I mean, really doing. I mean, we had people $100, $200, $300 donation. Thank you, really appreciate that. But then $5, $10 goes a long way. It's just a Starbucks coffee. Thank you so much, really, guys, for that. I'll match every dollar that you pay, including the donation that I did today myself. How are you, Brian? We are missing
I'm
your
doing okay.
donation, Mister. I need it. Where
I
is
know.
your
Well,
donation?
I don't go on YouTube. So how should I donate?
Brian needs a donation because he's helping his children to buy houses now in Vancouver, and he himself needs some donation.
Yeah, I need it.
But
That'll be next week.
thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. All right, yeah. I mean, the universe gave everything to us, so we'll give it a little bit back. So Piton got destroyed yesterday after earning. Today is gapping down. It definitely is interesting. Now it's above the VWAP. See what's gonna do. That Donkey Kong. I don't know why Brian has Donkey Kong
Yeah,
in it.
exactly.
Baba is still going down. Definitely interesting. SPRT. What's that one up to?
I
It's
got
pretty
out of half
jerky.
of it. Unfortunately, I still had half.
Wait
So
a minute.
I'm
This
still,
PRT? Are you kidding me? This was
yeah, I still
yesterday
have
at 20. Shit.
still have 200 shares. I sold 100 at 54.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Wow.
Did not see that coming.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. YouTube guys, we had a couple of $100 donation on that side. TKAT, that one that one was the one that yesterday got halted a couple of times, huh? Yeah, that's the same garbage. Thank you. Thank you so much. Megan, just one thing. I wanted to ask you something. Nothing. I forgot. I'm losing my mind. Oh yeah, get your glasses. Can I have the glasses? Handcuffs. Yeah. Imagine. Imagine Megan is explaining her job to her parents. Hey, Dad, I got a job. I got to put handcuffs on the CEO every morning. the look on the dad's face. I
Yeah.
love that. What? You did what?
Yeah. Sounds like something that would be good for a human rights complaint.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's another Me Too situation.
You know, my eyes are having some issues. I'm getting these glasses for for a screen. Maybe that helps. I'm thinking I'm losing slowly my vision. It's just everything gets blurry.
It's old age.
Oh was going to make a joke, but I'm not going to make that joke. All right. Laser eye. Yeah, no, I did my laser. I gotta go and check it. I did LASIK a few years ago. Alrighty. Yeah,
Everything's
sun
looking a
kings. That's what I'm
little
afraid
weak.
of. Yeah. Piton,
Everything's looking a
he's
little
done
weak.
some stuff. Baba.
Yeah. Stuff's rolling over here. Okay, here we go.
Right.
That was
So, oh shit! It's
that
open.
kind of snuck up on me.
What?
Yeah, I know.
It's open,
kinda
and I'm not ready.
snuck up on
Damn
us.
it. SPRT. SPRT is
NVIDIA.
selling
I'm
off.
watching
No shares
NVIDIA
for
too. It's
shorts.
breaking out.
SPRT, no shares for shorts. NVIDIA is strong.
I'm just along a little NVIDIA.
AMD is
NVIDIA.
strong too. NVIDIA. NVIDIA is strong, definitely. AMC is doing some stuff. TKAT is kind of weird. SPRT got halted. Damn it. Piton. Let's see what Piton is up to. Piton and Baba.
So I'm still long some NVIDIA.
SPRT is a little bit erratic right now.
DKNG. I'm watching
NVIDIA
DKNG
was
as
nice.
well. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just had that chart up from yesterday. I just had that left over. I wish I'd have kept some spirit for last night. Just got long some DKNG as well.
NVIDIA was a nice long. I missed it. Looking at TKAT,
There you
it's not much. What about SPRT? Is still halted, huh? Oh yeah,
Just
TNA is popping up.
Yeah, just covering some, selling some NVIDIA here, 225.30. I'm still long some DKNG.
Oh yeah, beautiful. TNA is also ripping. I love it.
Now Piton's looking weak.
No trades for me. What's DVAX up to? It's doing nothing, no volume. Huh? AMD is strong. I should have gotten to AMD. AMC looks like it's ripping. Taking a long on AMC at 40.20. That's AMC seems that it wants to go green for the day. AMC long. I'm long AMC at 40.20. Popped up to 40.50. That's the moving average up there. See if it's not jerky. It goes up. AMC long. Come on. I'm long AMC. Selling some here at this pop. AMC 1 minute opening range break up. NVIDIA is pulling back.
Spirit got I'm out of DKNG.
Getting out more on AMC. Hell yeah. Selling some more. Selling some more. See if you can get to 41 on AMC. That would be nice. Thanks to our
DKNG still
buddies
may
in
go here.
Wall Street Bets. AMC daily chart looks a little bit ugly. Not fun. Long AMC on a 1 minute opening range break up. See if you can get to 41. Potential add here, but I just don't want to go with the heavy size on it. TKAT is doing some stuff. NVDA is a nice pullback. Potential long on NVDA.
Yeah, I'm still holding some on that from that pullback.
Very nice.
Could have even added. Yeah.
IMC long to 41 and above. See, oh yeah, getting out some more on AMC at 41. 41.13-ish. There's a moving average coming on the 5-minute chart. R1 is at 41.14.
I'm shorted Piton.
No. Let me sell some of this garbage. Okay. What do you mean you can't sell it? I have the shares. I want to sell it. Okay. Sorry.
Baba's selling off too here. I've got too many positions.
You can't
I'm
see my
getting out
screen.
of
Sorry, guys.
I'm getting out of Nvidia because it doesn't look like it's going to hold the VWAP here. Okay, so the only thing I've got now is I'm short Piton.
Guys, you should be able to see my screen as well. I don't know if I was running it. Yeah, I'm done with my day, guys. That was a really nice move I got on AMC. More sell. I have 500 shares left on AMC. I'm pretty much done for my day. So that was a really nice move. TNA is reaping. I got some TNA on that account. Selling some over there. That's sold. 1K left AMC. Yeah, I mean I'm up $5,000 on it. Right around $5,000. I didn't manage to get exactly $5,000 on it.
Perfect.
Perfecto.
Perfect. So DKNG did finally pop. Oh, gee.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be not doing anything else. I still have last night I just loaded a little bit of TNA on the Alliance account. It's going up. That's good. Nvidia was a really nice long, beautiful, good catch.
Yeah. I was just lucky I had that chart up from yesterday.
Someone Z is asking
Piton.
about SPRT. SPRT is now halted on the way down, which is not great.
Yeah.
So I would stay away from it.
I'm still short some Piton here. Looking for, there we go. Covered some through 105 here.
TKAT is popping up, but I
Oh,
don't really
yeah.
like it.
Just covering some more here at 77, 104.77. Yes.
Piton, short Piton, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
Piton
little bit
turned out to be
slow
really
getting.
nice.
Yeah. See if we get it down. S3 is $100.44. That's a long drop.
Yeah, S1 right now it's sitting at S1. It's getting destroyed. Low of pre-market is at 103-ish. The AD chart. So what did they messed up in earning? Last night I know after
Yeah,
hours
it was earnings. Yeah, it was an earnings report.
I mean, it might go to 101. That there's some serious levels down to 101. It looks like a weakness in there. That's for sure. Sell another 500. Baba is doing an engulfing. I'm done with my day, guys. The AMC trade was really solid and nice. Well, I noticed AMC this doji on it, and it came back close above the VWAP. I went long at 14, average 21, and just popped up to 41.38. Now holding it a little bit, see what's going to happen.
That's never good.
What never is good.
Peter said the Department of Justice has opened a investigation on the Piton treadmill. Yeah, I know they had a bunch of deaths.
Selling on this reap. AMC might go break to R2. IWM is reaping. We love IWM because TNA is going up with IWM. Sell another 200 shares up there, up the REIT. What do you mean you can't sell? I own these shares. I want to sell that. You have to listen to me. Okay. I would have been a good ad on AMC. Suck at that. TKAT popped up. Might go for the break of 13. Piton is selling off to below 103. Nice.
Yeah.
Again, can you turn off this light? Can we turn this off? Yeah. It just, I think it's on auto right now, but if you can turn it completely off. Yes. Thank you. TNA on 87.
Well, Sava's had a nice bounce back here.
I was really beaten up, Sava. Bounce back from the moving average.
Yeah.
SPRT opened 30. Yeah, it's kind of erotic. I would stay away from SPRT, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too crazy. It's crazy to try to manage your risk on that one. And TKNG's, I knew TKNG was going to go like, I knew it. I'm
Nevin,
sure
Ardi
Thor
is doing
probably
it.
took it.
Yeah, Ardi is doing that spread selling all the time on these ones. I mean, he has a small account. He makes like $500 every day by just selling that. He's going to post a couple of recaps. But no, it's just I don't do it.
Yeah, JD has been, I'm just watching JD. It's been really choppy. It's just untradeable. Same with Baba.
Definitely.
Baba's been choppy too.
Baba popped up. You know, I really didn't like it for a long when it came above the VWAP because it's just so many levels and resistances and stuff up there. Especially the stock was also really weak. SPRT. Yeah, the technical damage on it looks like a long now, but the technical damage is just so crazy on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still in Piton. I'm looking for more downside here. It's still early. It's got more time to drop.
AMC is in IWM? Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. It's actually the biggest holding. I think it's like 0.5% or something about the IWM.
SPRT. That's why I like that idea. Getting a weird, getting a really weird. I'm getting a really weird error on that when I'm trying to sell this invalid fixed tags. What the hell does that mean? Oh, now I got accepted. No, I got accepted now. Yeah, SPRT, what kind of seem that he wants to pop? NVDA sold off. No, I think I'm done with my day, to be honest with you. It was a pretty solid day I had on AMC. Still have a little bit of shares left here. Holding TNA and ARC. See if they can bounce. ARC really sold off yesterday. I don't know why. But it's still doing some stuff. And on the other account, I sold half of my TNA, and I still have a little bit half holding here. So I think I would call it a day. SPRT halted again. It was kind of SPRT was kind of obvious that it wants to pop from here at 33, but I just didn't want to chop it. AMC is bouncing back. I'm getting all out on AMC at the break-even point. Very, very nice. Anyone got that Aran SPRT bounce? Very nice. Yeah, that was a really nice bounce on it. I mean, it was just I kind of thought that it's going to pop, but I didn't want to really trade it. Yeah, SPRT just got halted now.
Back to the upside.
Is ripping. IWM is
It's still
ripping,
going
brother.
higher. I think Powell's comes on and speaks in 15 minutes.
Oh, really? Then I'll buy some TNA here then. Because he's going to say, we help the small businesses grow.
Who knows? I wouldn't make a prediction one way or another. I mean, it could do anything. Yeah, he's talking from. It's all on Zoom. It's a virtual thing. Gonna add back to my short. Add back on my short on at Piton on 105.
Alrighty.
SPY's looking to break out here. Just going to cover some of that ad on Piton at 105 here, 430.
Piton. Did you re-short it again?
Yeah, I reshorted it at 105. 105 and a couple of cents. Yeah, usually DC. Don't. Yeah, it's had a real bounce back. Not down quite as much as I used to be. I've just been holding on to it. My swing trade from yesterday might take some off here if it doesn't hold the VWAP.
Jeremy Powell is going to say, he's going to come and say, fuck your puts. Stock goes up.
Yeah. We're printing more. I didn't hear what were the economic numbers? I didn't hear what they were. They must be bad because the market's going up. It's It's an opposite world.
AMC did a really big rejection, but it's now bouncing back. But that's fine. I got a really nice run on it. SPRT is still halted. What's the news on support.com? People need support now?
Nothing. It's just it's fairly low float, and I think it's got a really high short interest. So I think it's just something that everybody's playing around with.
It's our friends at Wall Street Bet. Yeah.
Yeah. I traded it yesterday in the close. We were playing it. We were betting it was going to go through 20, and I had some to be part of history, but it never got through 20, and then it went through 20. I said it's going to go through 20 after the close for sure. It got up to like 1998.
I remember that I traded a few days ago. It wasn't trading really nicely. Today it trades really nicely. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was
really nicely.
Yeah, I loved it. It went to 20. It went to 20. Went 23 after hours.
Wow. It's popping higher.
It's popping back, squeezing back up.
I love it.
Come on. Piton's just going to frustrate me here.
Yeah, Genie's out of the bag. Every couple of weeks, we're going to have one of these meme stocks. Oh, yeah. Now it's getting better. I wouldn't touch it now. I personally wouldn't touch it, but it looks like it wants to pop higher. Oh, hell yeah. Look at this. Amazing. Amazing. Well, now it's going to get halted. No, it's not. Lamp, Jonathan. Oh, in Canada, they come in bag. You didn't know that? The plastic bags. Genie out of the... Now, that's the cat out of the bag. Genie is out of the lamp.
Just cover Piton when it dropped through 104 there.
Oh,
there we
did you
go.
See that drop? Piton.
Yeah, this is the scary part about trading this spirit. It just dropped like $4 in seconds.
Yeah, got halted now.
That's not a good halt either.
Yeah, no, definitely not bad. I told you guys, trading these ones, if it doesn't get halted, it might be good, but this volatility definitely is getting all the pattern also gonna messed up. You know, you want to trade it opening range breakout, it's just constantly. When you look at the, go to the data configuration, blank bar automatically. There is no pattern. You know what I mean? That's automatically removed the halt times. This one was a 10-minute halt, and now it's just there is absolutely no pattern on that. How do you want to trade this? Baba is rejecting going for the low of the day. Baba is... What does Mile do? Mile is another death. Green Jean just shared a blank screen with us. Blank trade.
Yeah.
A trade that he didn't take.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Piton to drop some more here if it's going to. It's trying to hold on to this 104 level.
Baba, Human is short Baba, nice.
DKNG just popped off the VWAP there. It should have taken that long.
I don't know how you trade this DKNG. It doesn't have much of a volume.
It's just been strong the last couple of days. That and Penn. Penn's gone red on the day, actually. Interesting. Come on. Come on, DKNG, just flush. You know you want to. Flush down to 102.
Cathy Wood made $50 million in DKNG. IWM is doing some stuff. ARC is doing nothing. No, I had a pretty solid day. Really, really solid. Very, very good. I don't need to really mess around with anything. Just holding for Jeremy to come.
Holding for what?
Jeremy Powell. Oh, I call him Jeremy.
Okay. I thought you were expecting a visitor or something.
No. we call Jay Powell. Jay Powell.
Jeremy.
Kyle. So I'm on a handcuff mode, guys. No trade for me. AMC was nice, decent. It's Friday. It's summer, end of summer.
And I'm still holding some Piton short here. Trying
Nice
to be patient. I just want to hold it at 104. Someone comes, either somebody's short and they're just covering it there, or
DC, I took AMC. I took an opening range break up on AMC. That's my trade. And after that, it became a really miserable chop fest. Yeah, I was pretty good at the open, but now it's just the dog's breakfast, so to speak.
I'm out of Piton, the rest of it. I just not liking the way it's breaking above the 9 moving average here.
Baba broke down.
Yeah, Baba's breaking down here. Could be a false breakdown. Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, Baba looks struggling a little bit down there. I don't know if I want to take it to the long side, but definitely it's kind of struggling, Baba, down there.
If it pops back up above 160, it could be a long.
Very nice. Very nice T. Really nice trade T on option. Very nice.
mRNA dropping. Ooh, look at mRNA. I had some 420 calls on mRNA that I sold. I covered them yesterday because it only with 45 cents left in them.
That's a lucky number, 420.
Yeah, I like that number. Now it's going to lose it here. Piton. Yeah, mRNA really sold off there. watch Nero.
So 30 seconds to Jeremy Powell, Federal Reserve speech. Is the Benzinga working? I haven't done Benzinga in a while. TKAT is garbage. SPRT, not tradable.
Just long
floating.
some Nero. I'm long. I got long Nero. See what happens here. Seems to be ready to pop.
NURO. Oh, look at the volatility. What happened? Q's dropped, bounced back. Jeremy said,
Yeah. He said, hello.
good morning, everybody.
Sell. All right. Just selling some Nero. You're not going to expect a lot out of this.
It hasn't started yet. Look at this. Oh no, it's ripping. Nice. AMD ripping. Q's are ripping. Oh, it must be interest rate must be down, huh?
Well,
Yeah, he said.
Can't believe he
I
said
told
anything
you.
yet.
I told you. He said, "Fuck your puts." No, see,
Here we go. Here we go with Nero. Here we go.
Neuro. Very nice.
See, this is the way. This is the way you got to play these. You got to, when they pop up like that, you just got to wait for them to consolidate.
IWM.
And then at least you have a way to control your risk. Because I would have stopped out of it if it got below 425-ish. Here we go. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. Selling some more.
Wow.
Here.
Wow. Nice. Where did you find Neuro? It wasn't Neuro. Watch these. Look at this. Oh, it's going to get halted.
Holy
now.
crap.
Oh, yeah. Halt. Nice. Very nice. Nice trade. Oh, no, it didn't get halted.
Yeah. Not yet.
Brian is long in Neuro. 1238.
Diddly doodly.
Really nice.
Here we go. Oh
my God.
Just sold some more through 14.
Where did you get Neuro from? Seriously.
It was in the where did I get it? I think I got it off the Gappers watch list. It was Spirit was first and Nero was second. I didn't like Spirit because it was just too crazy, but Nero kind of looked interesting. And then it did the typical. This is a typical thing that I watch for with these low float stocks. They pop up in the pre-market, and then they sell off, and then they sort of consolidate sideways. They find a level and they just consolidate, and that's when I like to play this type of stock. Is it when they consolidate, then they establish a level that you can trade off of. It's not like Spirit where it's just like up and down and up and down. So it just looked to me, it just looked like it was starting to pick up steam there, and then the 9 moving average, it kind of was poking its head through there again. So I didn't expect that move. But
Q's are ripping. Look at AMD, Brian. Yeah, probably he said something about keeping the interest rates low. That's why the technology is ripping high like that.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, Baba's popping up here.
Yeah. He said, free money, more money.
Yeah.
Guys,
keep the printers.
YouTube, thank you so much. Keep the printers running. Thank you so much, guys, on YouTube. Running. Thanks for all the donations. We had anything from $5, €5, £5, all the way up to a couple of $100. Really appreciate that, guys. We're going to cut it off. Continue the trading in the chat. If you want to join us, feel free to join us as an intro membership before really committing anything bigger. Love to see you all. And there was so many donations in the chat room. Our system doesn't show exactly the names and real-time value, but we're gonna fix it. Hopefully for next week, we're gonna fix it. And thank you so much, guys, really for this. Don't feel pressure to donate big amount. No, the power of a community is small contributions, and then the volume really helps it a lot. So Starbucks coffee is $5, just a month. That would help a lot, and it just shows that I believe that the universe gave us everything. We just have to give it a little bit back. We own nothing when we come, and we leave nothing when we go. Everything is gifted to us by some sort of a power. All right, goodbye, guys. Thanks. We appreciate the subscribe or like, and thanks for you to cut it off. Focus on your own trading.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe, and hope everyone has a good weekend.
AMD is gonna go.